All right, y'all. Good morning. So excited to have you all here. Welcome to the Fire and Rescue Management Institute hybrid program overview / information session. It's good to see some familiar names joining live. Happy to have you back. My name is Crystal Kunither, and I manage the Fire and Rescue Management Institutes here at UNC Charlotte. I'm so glad to have you all joining, whether you're joining live or viewing the recording. I'm also happy to share information about our new hybrid Fire and Rescue Management Institute pathway. I'm going to cover why it exists, what is preserved in this new online and hybrid format, what changes, and why departments and individuals may want to register for this year's program. So let's dive in. All right, so for the next 30 minutes, I'm going to go through why we've made the switch to hybrid, what stays the same about the program in this new format, what's different, what to expect, as well as cost and next steps. For those of you joining live, please feel free to add any questions that you have to the chat, or you can also come off of mute and ask your questions that way. I do have time at the end of the presentation to take questions, but honestly, I'm also more than willing to answer them live as they come in, so don't hold back. So, as you may know, we have a very successful Fire and Rescue Management Institute that's historically been in person. So you're probably wondering why hybrid and why now? So our in-person section is full. We had record-breaking registration this year, and it filled within 3 hours of it opening for public registration. Because of this increased demand, we've made the decision to move another section of the program to a hybrid format. So this format helps expand access for departments and participants who may not have been able to commit to the fully in-person model or get into that section of the program, while still preserving the content, instructors, standards, and leadership experience that people have come to know and expect from the Fire and Rescue Management Institute. So for those who are less familiar with our Fire and Rescue Management Institute curriculum, the program is designed to strengthen the leadership, communication, and management skills needed to lead people and organizations in the fire and emergency services field. A major focus of the program is to help our participants better understand who they are as leaders, how they communicate, how they work and communicate with others, and how they can lead more effectively within their departments and communities. So the curriculum includes topics such as team building, leadership philosophy, emotional intelligence, DISC and communication styles, generational differences, crew resource management, media relations, public speaking, supervision, personnel management, operations management, and legal considerations for emergency services. So our instructors are actually experienced fire and emergency services leaders. Many of them have served in fire and EMS for many years in leadership positions. We also have communications professionals, leadership educators, attorneys, as well as other subject matter experts who bring real world experience into the classroom. So the goal of our program is not just to introduce concepts, but to help participants apply them to the leadership challenges that they're facing in their departments every day. So in this hybrid format, I wanted to cover what stays the same. Obviously, we will have the same core Fire and Rescue Management Institute curriculum, learning goals, the same caliber instructors, if not all the same instructors, the same leadership focus, expectation for active engagement in peer learning, as well as the same commitment to practical application back at the department. So it's not less Fire and Rescue Management Institute, it's just a different way to experience it. So I wanted to go over what to expect in this hybrid format. So for the most part, classes will be held in Zoom format, very similar to this webinar, live online on Wednesdays from 9 to 12:30 p.m. And again, these are online sessions that are live in Zoom. They are instructor led and they're not designed to be passive lectures. So you won't have somebody kind of like I am right now, kind of talking at you for the entire session. So you should expect discussion, polls, breakout rooms, small group casework, as well as intentional opportunities to connect the material to real leadership responsibilities. In addition to those live online classes, you'll also complete online homework where you will apply leadership concepts, again, back to your real world responsibilities. Last but not least, one thing we didn't want to eliminate entirely were some of our highly regarded in-person days. So the Venture Challenge Course Day, which is our team building day, which you see on screen here, was highly regarded by our students, as well as graduation. So we have one in-person class at the beginning of the program and a couple at the end of the program. We wanted to keep some of those intentionally designed in-person days because it really is an important part of our Fire and Rescue Management Institute. They are highly, highly, strongly encouraged for participants to attend if at all possible. One thing I wanted to make sure we were a little flexible here because we are kind of branding this as an online program. It's hybrid. I expect you to be at the in-person sessions. However, I know that may not be possible. So I don't want the in-person dates to be the only thing that might prevent someone from participating. So if you truly can't attend our in-person days, let me know. We can figure out some kind of a makeup option. I do want to be transparent about that, though. The makeup option will help meet the requirement, but it definitely won't provide the same experience that you would get with being there in person. So just wanted to share all that. Also wanted to share some more pictures from our previous team building and venture challenge course days. As you can see, it's a lot of hands-on learning in small groups. Students have so much fun. This always comes at the beginning of our program so students can honestly form a team within the cohort. So our second class in the session will be this team building day. And it's always one that I look forward to and always one that students honestly still talk about after graduation. Speaking of graduation, I also wanted to include some photos from past year's graduations. So graduation is really, it's more of a celebration than anything super formal. We do, of course, hand out our certificates in person. You can see our lovely graduates dressed in their Class A uniform. So it's a day for everybody to come together, reflect on how far you've come, receive your certificates formally, as well as get a class photo. So that's going to be another session that we will have in person because you can't beat all those smiling faces and those nice uniforms. So I wanted to go over what kind of interaction that you can expect from our hybrid format for the Fire and Rescue Management Institute. I know some might be hesitant to join a virtual class. I want to reassure you that as part of our program, you will be active, visible, and connected. You'll have opportunities to have instructor facilitated conversations that allow you to connect what is being discussed in class back to real challenges that you're facing. We recently had our first ever fully online fire and EMS administrative leadership certificate, and that gave students a really great opportunity to discuss in real time with others facing very similar or the same challenges, have great discussions in class. So it would be very, very similar for this Fire and Rescue Management Institute. Zoom also allows us to use breakout rooms for small group discussion as well as case study work. Each class will also have a producer that is there to help support any technical needs. So you're not on your own when it comes to that. You'll have somebody there in real time able to help you. You'll also have opportunities to apply what you're learning through reflection and homework assignments in between those Zoom sessions. And then, of course, we still have the opportunity to come together as a cohort for our team building and graduation days, which again is designed to give you an opportunity to connect with one another in person. So, as you can tell, everything is designed with intention. We wanted to keep all the amazing things of our historically in-person Fire and Rescue Management Institute, things that made it special, and just offer it in a different, more accessible format. So where hybrid may be stronger for departments or individuals, for our in-person program, students come to Charlotte for multi-day sessions across several months. They usually will come on a Tuesday and they leave on Friday. And that happens over 4 months. So it's 16 days total that they've got to commit to in person. This hybrid format keeps the program moving over time, but it reduces the number of times participants need to travel. And for many departments, that may make participation more realistic from a travel, staffing, lodging, and time away standpoint. So obviously, it's an online program. We're going to have some technology that we're using. As part of our program, you will need reliable internet, audio and video, access to Zoom, and a quiet place where you can participate. What participation looks like, participation means that you'll attend our classes live. You'll have your camera on, you'll engage in discussion and breakout sessions. You'll also complete all of your assignments in Canvas. Canvas is our online learning platform. And then you'll also communicate with me if any issues arise. So our program is live, structured, and supported. It's not self-paced for the most part. The assignments are self-paced. It's also not a recording only experience or a silent online lecture. You'll be expected to have the same interactions and engagements in Zoom that you would be expected to have in the classroom. And like I shared previously, we will also have a producer helping behind the scenes in each class to help troubleshoot and support any technology issues. So you'll get support in real time. So wanted to cover why departments should consider hybrid. So from a departmental point of view, the hybrid offering can help reduce barriers while still preserving the same leadership developmental value that you've come to expect from our Fire and Rescue Management Institute. Since the in-person section is already full this year, we have a wait list of, I think, 50 people. Hybrid is the only option or opportunity for participants to join this year if they haven't already gotten into the in-person section. This offering also reduces a number of costs associated with the in-person cohort, like travel, lodging, meals, staffing, and time away costs. One other great thing is this hybrid format allows students to apply concepts at work immediately. So our class sessions end at 12:30 p.m. Students can learn something in the morning and apply it in the afternoon if they are on shift. So it offers same day application, whereas with the in-person program, it might take a day or two or might be the next week where it's able to be applied. So I wanted to cover our schedule. This is available online as well, but we will start on Wednesday, October 7th and end on Thursday, February 18th. You'll see which classes are in Zoom. Those are those Wednesday classes from 9 to 12:30 p.m., which are in person. We've got in person October 14th, as well as near the end of the program on February 17th and 18th. Obviously, the 18th is going to be our graduation day. And then, of course, in between these live online and in-person sessions, you'll have online modules or homework that you'll complete as part of the program. So if you're considering the program, it is a good fit for someone who wants the Fire and Rescue Management Institute experience this year, someone who can attend our live Wednesday sessions and is willing to participate actively online. We also have those in-person experiences, so you can also attend those, or if you're not able to, contact me if there is a conflict. I definitely want to make sure that that wouldn't prevent you from attending, so please reach out early so we can talk through options. And then it also might be a good fit if you want fewer travel days than the fully in-person model and want or need a more accessible pathway into the Fire and Rescue Management Institute this year. One other reason why it might be a good fit or might be a good time to enroll in our hybrid option this year is we also will be increasing the price of the program next year. So each year we give longevity raises to our instructors. So the price increase helps support instructor compensation as well as to maintain program quality. So those who register for this year's program will receive the current lower rate of $14.49. So I wanted to cover payment as well as how you can register. So like I shared, the cost of the program is $14.49. We accept employer payments. We also accept private continuing education loans, as well as an installment payment plan, which allows students or departments to pay throughout the duration of the program. So there is a small deposit option you'd have to put down. You make installments monthly through the end of the program. If you have any questions about payment plans, any of those options, as well as registration, our enrollment team is always happy to answer any questions you have. You can see their email address listed on screen, as well as their phone number. And if you scan the QR code on the screen, that should take you right to our registration page for the Hybrid Fire and Rescue Management Institute. All right, I wanted to cover some frequently asked questions. I may have already gone over this a little bit in previous slides, but wanted to share, hopefully answer some questions that still might remain. So people may be wondering, is this the same as the in-person program? It is from a core content, instructor, and standards point of view. It's really just a different delivery rhythm or method. Why is the price increasing in 2027? We are doing that to support instructor raises as well as maintain program quality. Another question that comes up often is attendance required. So yes, live attendance or participation is required and expected. You may miss up to 7 hours of live instruction total across the cohort. Anyone with a conflict should send me an email right away. That way we can make note of it. And if there are any makeup needs, we can kind of work out options that way. Another frequently asked question is, what should students prepare for in this hybrid format? So prepare for live participation in Zoom, prepare for assignments that are required, they are not optional, as well as peer interaction and in-person days. And last but not least, what if I cannot attend an in-person day? So again, in-person days are strongly encouraged because they are a wonderful part of the cohort experience. You're able to meet your classmates in person, network in person. It's really a special time to come together. However, if any of the in-person dates are the only barrier that might prevent you from enrolling or participating, let me know. I am more than willing to work with you, especially for this first cohort, to make it happen because we'd love to have you. All right. I have breezed through this presentation. Um, I'm opening the floor to see if any of our participants who have joined us live have any questions. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have right now. I'm going to check our chat box. Ooh, okay. Good question, Michael. So Michael asks, if I'm a firefighter who wants to become a captain, battalion chief, or eventually move into senior leadership, how would you recommend I use this program as part of that career path? So this is a great question. It's something that it's not only hypothetical. We've had so many students who have gone through our program that are in captain rank, battalion chief rank, or even chief rank who have leveraged our program and their experience in the program to seek promotion. So some departments also kind of have a formal promotional process where we're very fortunate. Our program is a part of that. One of the wonderful and great things about our program is it gives fire leaders a different perspective, a different point of view than they may get at different leadership institutes, whether it be fire or otherwise. We bring in instructors from around the country, hopefully expanding your points of view, seeing things in a different way, meeting people that are in similar situations or meeting people who are think of things, have different experiences. So it's a great way to not only kind of expand your worldview, but also to focus on leadership philosophies, topics, and training that honestly, I know a lot of you, if not all of you, don't get into the fire service for. You're getting into it for the technical side, firefighting, all those types of things. This really helps our students focus more on building those core leadership, people leadership skills that they need as they rise through the ranks. I hope that answered that question. It was kind of a meandering answer, but I hope it got to what you were hoping for. And I've also added my email address to the chat, khammack, HAMMAC at charlotte.edu. If you've got questions you don't want to ask live, or if you're joining our session, viewing the recording, definitely send me an email. I'm always happy to answer any questions you might have about the program, logistics, all of those types of things. I'm here to support you. I'm waiting a little longer to see if we have any other questions. Oh, okay, Michael. So, for someone who had originally had their heart set on the in-person experience, but is considering the online option because of demand, what else can you tell them about the experience they'll have online? So, one of the wonderful things about online learning is it allows you to join from wherever you are. I know I see an alum from our fire and EMS admin program on here, and he could probably speak to it. And I know others can speak to their experience. I hope it made it easier for them to join. It was held over the summer, so we had a lot of people joining from the beach. They still had their cameras on, they were still fully participating, but it really did offer a lot more flexibility than coming in person for 4 days over 4 months would offer. In addition to all that, you still have live interaction. So you'll have your instructor sharing their screen, similar to like what I'm doing right now, lecturing, sharing, but also asking questions. All students are required to have their cameras on for class. So instructors will call on students, or students will just want to add to the conversation. So it's really intentionally designed to be interactive, whether that's through breakout sessions, polls, or even the instructor just asking students, hey, what are you seeing in your department? Is this what you experienced as well? So you'll have that, but you'll have a little more flexibility than you would with the in-person experience. Any other questions? I see my buddy Matt came on screen. I don't know if you wanted to add anything, Matt, but it was awesome to have you in the fire and EMS admin program, and excited to have you interested in this hybrid format for Fire and Rescue Management Institute. All right. Any other questions? Michael, you have had some great questions coming in. I appreciate that. Well, if there are, oh, here we go. Thanks, Matt. So, Matt has said here the online course experience makes the learning environment meaningful and accessible. I'm so glad to hear that. That's exactly what we aim for and aimed for with our online learning experiences or opportunities. So, um, yeah, if you are interested in the Fire and Rescue Management Institute this year, obviously this hybrid format is our only available option at this point, but it's not what you've heard about online learning previously. It is interactive and meaningfully interactive, as it can be, as well as offers application like homework assignments and those in-person learning experiences. So it's kind of the best of all worlds when it comes to the Fire and Rescue Management Institute. With that, I thank you all for joining. Again, our program is built for working Fire and Rescue Management Institute. Fire and Rescue professionals. A lot of our instructors are fire and rescue professionals. You don't need to think of yourself as a traditional student to be successful here. If you show up, participate, and bring your real world experience into the conversation, you belong in this program. So thank you for your time. Again, whether you're joining live or watching the recording, on the screen is another QR code. You can scan that to see all of our fire and EMS public service programs that we have here at UNC Charlotte, as well as the contact information for our enrollment team. So thank you again. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and hope to see you in class soon. Thanks again.